fresh air, sunshine, love being outside. I've come outside today though because I've got some headspace challenges. I would love the world to be healthy, fit and strong. How about you? My whole life has been dedicated to inspiring and motivating people to get healthy, fit and strong, the fast way, the most effective way, get results in a short period of time and do it safely so you don't get injured. I bang on about it every day. I'm researching, studying, analysing the very best ways to be healthy, fit and strong, and I've been doing that all of my life. And yet I live in a world, like you do, where we're fatter, sicker and weaker than we've ever been. And yet we've got more information about how to be healthy, fit and strong than we've ever had. We have this thing now called Dr. Google. We have the internet. We have social media influencers. And there's so much information about how to be healthy, fit and strong. So how do you know what to do and what's going to be best for you? And this is where I've come outside because I'm a little bit perplexed. If there was a fast way and a long way, an easy way, a hard way, a boring way, an exciting way, something that gave you results in a long period of time versus a short period of time, surely there's a no-brainer as to how you'd like to exercise. But it seems that because people have been doing the long, slow, boring, unsafe, risky, complicated, yucky way for so long, people seem so committed to doing it that way or think that they have to do it that way, that even though you don't have to take a long time to exercise, even though you don't have to get injured, even though you don't have to go to the gym for hours and you don't have to plod jog for half an hour and you don't have to take a big long walk, all the things that people do, and of course we talk about 10,000 steps and we talk about going to the gym 3 times a week for an hour, doing 3 sets of 10, we talk about 45-minute classes or group exercise classes. It seems that people think that you have to do 30 minutes or an hour or 45 minutes, otherwise don't bother. Well, there's the challenge, isn't it? Most people don't bother. So what if you could get healthy, fit and strong in seconds, not even minutes, in seconds? To me, that just sounds like great news. But I bang on every day about how the human body works, which is there's 3 energy systems, the phosphate system, the lactate system and the aerobic system. We live in the aerobic system, which is breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide, and we use our muscles even just to stand up. We use our muscles to get up and down off a chair. We use our muscles to walk around the house. We use our muscles to eat our food. We're constantly in the aerobic system. So if you want to get fit and you want to get strong, doesn't it make sense that you've got to do more than what you're doing now? If you don't overload your muscles and bones, if you don't overload your heart and lungs, then how are you going to get fit? The aerobic system is what we live in. So then the next system's the lactate system, and that's somewhere between 10 seconds and 2 minutes, where you put in a really hard effort. But the challenge with that particular energy system is it makes some people feel sick, and it certainly gives you a burning sensation in your muscles. And you'll hear people say that at the gym, feel the burn, feel the burn. And if you do something at a high intense effort for more than 10 seconds and you keep going up until you can't go any further, which is now you're in the aerobic system, you have to slow down because you need oxygen to work. The lactate system, you're using carbohydrate as an energy source, glycogen, but there's a waste product called lactic acid, and that's what causes the burn. Now, there's a whole heap of argument about why do I get a burning sensation in my muscles, but when you're in the lactate system, there's those 2 things. You get a burning sensation in your muscles, and for some people, you feel sick, nauseous. So why would you exercise in that energy system? Aerobic system is what we live in. The lactate system has a waste product that causes burning and makes you feel sick. So why don't we go to the 10-second phosphate system, which is the fight and flight system, the one that your body uses to help you stay alive, the one that you use 100% effort, but it only lasts for 10 seconds. And the beautiful thing is that when you work at 100% effort, you're already in the aerobic system before you start. So you're already using your muscles, you're already using your heart and lungs. As soon as you overload your heart and lungs, where you have to go hard. So you have to, and that's why it's called fight and flight. Let's get away from the threat, it's going to kill me, or I have to kill it so it doesn't kill me. We need 100% effort to do that. And your body gives you everything you need to do that, but it's only 10 seconds. So if you lift something heavy in the phosphate system, if you do something at a high intense activity in the phosphate system, you use everything. You use all of your muscles, all of your bones, ligaments, tendons, joints, heart and lungs at 100% effort. Great question. If you put in 100% effort, are you more likely to get 100% result? If you plod along, if you just plod around in that aerobic system like most people do all day long, and if you watch what happens, well, here's a classic example. What's the difference in body shape, for example, between a sprinter, 100-meter sprinter, 10 seconds, 100% effort, to somebody that goes walking for an hour? Apart from the fact that an hour is a really long time to exercise, and I'll just do an interesting side note for that. I think that long, slow, boring exercise, even if you're doing it, you often hear you should exercise, doing something is better than nothing. Well, I'm not sure about that, because if you go for an hour walk, you don't burn very many calories. You're not really overloading your heart and lungs, unless you're puffing. You don't get fit unless you get puffed. And you don't get strong unless you overload your muscles and bones. So if you can go for a 40-minute walk or an hour walk, there's not much going on there. But what happens is, because you have been out for such a long time, is it possible that when you get back from a long, slow, boring exercise session, I've been out for an hour, I deserve a little reward. So I have an extra cookie, or I have an extra bit of dinner, or I have an extra glass of wine because I've exercised for an hour. But I haven't really done anything. I'm just living in the same energy system that I live all day long. So if I go really hard, not only do I use all of the muscles in my body, but muscles come in slow twitch muscle fibers, fast twitch muscle fibers, and fast twitch muscle fibers that have to work really, really hard to get you away from the threat, fight and flight, to lift something heavy, kill the thing that's trying to kill you, and everything works really hard. Now, if you work in that energy system, everything works. It's only 10 seconds. Now, people look at me like I'm some kind of lunatic. Rowie, you can't just exercise for 10 seconds and get a result. Well, here's a great question. What if you could? Why would you bother with a long, slow, boring 45 minutes, an hour, if you could do high-intense activity? And it's called high-intense training, or HIT, high-intensity training, which is... and I don't know why you would go longer than 10 seconds, because then you get into that lactate system, which is the burn and the green, where you feel sick. If you go for 10 seconds as hard as you possibly can, you'll actually feel lactic acid tap in after 10 seconds, so then you know when to stop. And if you've got an hour to exercise, then why not do get puffed, get your breath back, get puffed, get your breath back? If you've got 30 minutes to exercise, why not get puffed, get your breath back, get puffed, get your breath back? But what if you've only got 5 minutes? What if you've only got a minute? What if you've only got 10 seconds? You'd have to really come up with a really big excuse list for not being able to exercise for 10 seconds, wouldn't you? So if you put a high intense effort, 100% effort, the only energy system that allows you to do that is the phosphate system. So whatever you do to get puffed, it doesn't matter, because your heart and lungs are blind and your muscles and bones are blind. So you could skip, you could jump, you could dance, you could run up some stairs, you could run through soft sand, cross trainer, bike, treadmill, doesn't matter. Anything you do really hard for 10 seconds, as hard as you possibly can, now you're putting in 100% effort. That's how you get fit. When you lift something really heavy, why would you do something light that you can lift over and over and over lots and lots of times, apart from the fact that you're going to get injured and you're going to get bored? If you don't overload your muscles and bones, you don't get strong. 10 seconds of high intense activity, puffing, high intense activity lifting, and you could be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life in a short period of time, safely and effectively. Wouldn't that be the best way to try and live your life to the max? Woohoo! How are you? Living my life to the max in 10 seconds of high intense activity. Woohoo!